Year 5, welcome back. Mrs. Powell here. Now for today's art activity, we're going to be exploring tonal colour, so lights and darks of the same colour. And to do that, we're going to be using our oil pastels from our art curriculum pack. Now for inspiration for today's art project, I thought about using graffiti. Now often graffiti artists will use a signature or something called a tag to mark their work. So it's basically your name in graffiti lettering. So today we're going to learn about tonal colour, about bubble writing and about overlapping. So let me show you how it's done. Okay, so I'm going to start my drawing at the left side of my paper. It's a good idea to have your paper orientated landscape so you can fit all the letters of your name in. Also think about how many letters you've got in your name. My name's only 4 letters long, so I can make my letters quite big, so just plan it beforehand. And always remember, press on really lightly so that you can erase the marks as you go along. Okay, so I'm just going to start with my letter E, and all it is just a capital letter E, nice and big. Okay. Then I'm going to sort of overlap my M. I'm going to kind of sort of tuck it in behind the E, like that. Okay, and I'm going to do the same with my next M, just slightly overlap it so it looks the same again. I'm just going to put it like that, and then my A is going to overlap also. Okay. So that's the basis for your bubble writing. Obviously it doesn't look bubbly yet because it's just a single line. So once you've got that in place, you're going to kind of make the letters a lot fatter. So you're just going to kind of, using the lines you've put in as a guide, you're going to kind of really extend those lines. So kind of padding them out a bit. And then I'm coming all the way back for my E. Don't worry if you need to erase anything like that. Now you can see that the M is now behind the E, so I'm not going to, I'm going to sort of miss that bit out and then make it extend like this. Okay, and then really make that nice and fat and also tuck it in behind the E. Don't worry about all these lines, you're actually going to erase these to make it clearer. Okay, and do the same with the next M, making it nice and bubbly. And then my A, also tuck behind, make that nice and big. So you're using the initial lines as a sort of frame for your bubble writing, and then the little hole in the middle is very, very small in bubble writing. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is erase all these central lines, okay, and then add pastel. Okay, so I've removed all the pencil marks with my eraser, so once again it is a really good idea not to press on too hard. And now I'm ready to add the oil pastels. So I'm going to actually use they're called analogous colours. These are colours that really go well together, okay? So in this case, light blue, mid blue and green, okay? And you're going to start with the lightest tone at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my blue. Now the lovely thing about oil pastels is that they're so soft that you can blend them. So we want to try and get that real graffiti, gradual change of colour and tone. So don't worry about going too far up to the edge because we're going to blend and also then go over the outlines with black. So now I'm going to go and slightly overlap with my mid blue, okay, coming down my letter, and make sure that your tone continues on that sort of horizontal line, okay. So now watch, I'm just going to blend these two together so you can really push the oil pastel really quite a lot because it's so soft. So make sure you kind of blend where the two tones are changing. Okay, I'm going to just go back over that with my mid blue. Okay, and blend that a little bit. Okay, then I'm going to go in with my green. Once again, I'm going to overlap that. Now, because it's an analogous colour that goes together, blending it in won't make a horrible muddy colour. It'll make it quite nice and a gradual blend from blue to green. I'll keep going. Okay, so I'm going to keep going with my green. Okay, now I won't show you the whole thing. I will do that at the end. But the next letter you might want to think about going yellow, and then down to orange, and then down to red. Okay, and you can just sort of play about with those colour choices. I will put a good example on the slides so you can kind of copy the colour transitions. So I'm just putting the final finishing touches to my graffiti name with a black permanent marker. Okay, you don't have to do that, but it just gives it a nice finish. You'll also notice that I've added some highlights to make the bubbles appear as though they're shining and give that sense of 3 dimensions. For that, I've used this little tube of white watercolour that you have in your watercolour palette in your art curriculum pack. So you could use that. The other thing I would just remind you that when you switch from different colours, say you're going from your blues to then your reds, just make sure you wash your fingers, because actually if you start to blend and you've still got some of the previous colour on your finger, your colours will get really quite muddy. So here is my finished tonal graffiti name. And I hope you can see that the colours really do blend gradually together. So if you'd like to have a go at this activity and share your work with me, please copy it onto one of the slides on your art portfolio. I have created an art portfolio for each and every one of you on the Art Google Classroom, so that's where you'll find it. So I hope you have fun with this activity. Good luck and keep drawing.